dear friends, welcome to Top Education. In this session, this is the part 3 of ACA liquidation of companies. So here we are learning the pro forma of liquidation final statement account which is prepared which is prepared by the person. Who is the person? What's the name of the person? Is liquidator. Got it? So we had some last video also. If you are missing out, just go and see that last video, part B. This is the part C of ACA. So here we have the pro forma, that is liquidator's final statement account, where we have debtors, creditors, particular rupees. Opening cash balance is here. Calls in arrears are here. Calls on shares. We'll also see the meaning of those things. Next, here we have secured creditors, legal charges, liquidator fee, other liquidator expenses, debenture holders, preference share creditors, outstanding debentures holders, unsecured creditors, calls in advance if any, arrears on dividend, cumulative preference share holders, equity shareholders. So this is how the pro forma comes here. Here we'll have only three types, or we'll have some more things to be added here, but here it's full and final, which is secure creditors, legal charges, liquidator fee, other liquidator expenses, liquidator fee, what we are paying, how much percent we are paying to him, that thing, other liquidator expenses like his tea, his filing and all, debenture holder as he is holding our debenture, preference share creditors, this is we have to do sometimes the total of this, and then the final amount is taken here. Outstanding debenture holders, though are outstanding unsecured creditors which are not secured, calls in advance if any. So the calls in advance we have done, if any, write it down here. Areas on dividend, in any problem in the dividend, write down here. Cumulative preference shares here, preference share holder, equity share holders. Now let's know what is calls in arrears. Called by company but not paid by the shareholders. These shares are called. See, now the 50 rupees is paid, but 50 rupees had to be paid. But here the company sends a letter to the shareholder, pay this 50 rupees and make your share okay. But what happened here? The customer doesn't pay. So that is known as calls in arrears. It is not. So it is from the shareholders. Okay, it is not received from the shareholders. Calls on shares, as everyone knows, corporate accounting, corporate administration we have learned. So this calls on shares is core not able to pay to liability. Like here, what happened is calls on shares. Call on share when they are doing, if they have not paid. See, the co not able to pay to liabilities and preference shareholders to say they call on shares. Not sufficient amount. There is no sufficient amount in the company, so they are calling this calls on shares is done. Legal charges and expenses and liquidator are normal things. These expenses you know as well, everything. Liquidator remuneration. So this is a little bit you have to know in detail. So here the liquidator remuneration, fixed amount or asset realized or unsecured creditors. Now what I will say, why I have mentioned three topics here. See, the liquidator's remuneration. Who is a liquidator? Who helps us to do the what we say, the winding up process on help ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ on remuneration, how we are paying the remuneration here to him. Okay, so how we are paying the remuneration here is upon the fixed amount. Yes, ನಾನು 5,000 ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀನು wind up process ಮಾಡು, 5,000 ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ. Assets realized percent andre, so there are some assets in the organization. Okay, now in that thing what I'm doing is a certain percent, 5% ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ assets ಮುಖಾಂತರ. So assets sold, and on that 5% I'm taking. Unsecured creditors, those creditors which we have not got the amount back, that person will, like unsecured creditors means the amount which we have not got. C should be paid on asset realized except cash in hand and cash exit. So cash in hand, cash in like bank account, cash account, that is not calculated in the assets, that you have to eliminate. Calls and ORs and calls on share is added. Secure creditors, total amount percent of remuneration for liquidator. Unsecured creditors, preference share creditors and all. The formula here to calculate is balance amount available. How you will balance payable to unsecured creditors into percent of commission divided by 100. If sufficient balance for unsecured creditors, balance illa, so we are doing this formula. If balance is, if not sufficient, see, if not sufficient, we are using this. We have sufficient funds to pay him, so we are using this formula. This you can write down in your notes. Next, we have no. If no sufficient funds are there, amount available into percent of commission divided by 100 plus percent of commission. Same we are doing, that was 100. Here we have just added the percent of commission. Final amount payable to shareholders. How we will calculate that? The balance available with the company before the payment of shareholders. Before, don't forget here, the before into percent of commission divided by 100 plus percent of commission. Here before the payment to shareholder, the amount is taken into the commission, percent is added divided by 100 plus then the percentage of commission. So you have to be very quick with this things and all. Now debentures, the secure floating charges before preferential creditors. So these things I will make you sure in the sums will know these things. Now what is creditor preferential? Those creditors who have special process 1956 have priority on other unsecured creditors. This also will learn while doing the sums, will know. Calls in advance, not called by the company but paid by the shareholders. After paying unsecured creditors, we have to pay calls in advance. See, calls in advance means the company is not calling for the shares kodi anta ature shareholders pay ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So this should be given back, that thing. Then we have preference dividend paid according, if it is due, first we have to pay it, then and we have to make pay to the share capital first. If it is due, we have to pay, then everything is done. So preference share is equal to preference shareholder plus equity shareholders. Preference share capital, how we have to calculate is preference share holder plus equity shareholders. The amount which we have done, that will come here. Next class will learn more thing how to solve those questions and all. So thank you guys for watching this video. These 3 topics I will make sure in the next video will surely meet those things. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like, then please subscribe channel Top Education. Thank you.